All right, we're going to do it live. We're doing it live. Let's do it. Come into the room. 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 There is joy. This is. I feel like we have to do gospel music for this one. You know, I feel like this is a gospel music time. I don't know. It's kind of sad, guys. You know how I am. I'm not going to say everything is allegedly, baby. Everything is allegedly. I have no tea. I got a cup of coffee. All right. All right. Hey, what's up, Brooklyn Row? Come into the room. Come into the room, please. Like I said, I don't have no tea. I don't have no tea. Vegetarian. We're not beef. You know, I don't know what's going on with this Kirk Franklin situation. And then I'm just going to kind of break down this whole Saweetie situation because I don't know why, but I'm invested. And I don't know why. Okay, I don't usually care about celebrity gossip and stuff. And I'll tell you one of the big reasons why is because I was obsessed with TRL when I was like in middle school and high school, okay? And I was obsessed with celebrities, and I don't think that helped me, you know? So getting to a place like where I don't focus on what other people are doing, like that was really important to me. So that's one of the reasons why I don't really care about celebrity this and that. I don't. But I mean, I really haven't cared about a celebrity couple since Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Okay. Since Brad and Angelina. All right. And that was, it meant way too much to me. I'll put it that way. I was like, Team Angelina. One, I love Angelina Jolie. I love Brad Pitt. Okay, so you see what I'm saying? Let's move into Saweetie and Quavo. And if that's not how you say her name, please let me know. I hear people saying just Sweetie, but it's like if it was just Sweetie, then why is it spelled like Saweetie? You know? So no, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna have to say Sweetie because I can't. I'm like I was about to say Swahili. Jesus. All right, Sweetie. I'm gonna call her Sweetie for now. Sweetie and Quavo have broken up, and I really like them as a couple. I like them as a couple more than one. I feel like they were like a nice hip hop couple. You know, I'm not gonna be like more than Cardi and Offset because I don't really care about them as a couple in general. You know, just being honest. Sorry, but it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. They kind of give me Ron and that girl he was dating on Jersey Shore. Ron and I don't know, Shelby. But yeah, toxic, right? I'm not really interested in toxic relationships. But so that's why I liked Sweetie and I was gonna say Quavo, okay? And I just thought, she posted really cute pictures of videos of them. They had really great, like they looked good. I'm gonna be honest. If you look at photos of like when they were together, Quavo looks like a little boy next to her because she's just so mature and like sophisticated and stuff, and he just looks like a little boy. Honestly, like he looks like a little bit younger than her, and I'm sure they're probably around the same age. But yeah, I thought that they looked good together. They had a lot of great photo shoots. I thought that they were a really good image together, equally yoked. I thought that, especially for Sweetie, because it's like, she's beautiful and now she got her own bag. And it's like, who can really, there's a lot of older rappers in the game. You think I didn't know about rappers? Please. Okay, I know more than the average bear. Okay. There's a lot of older rappers in the game that I feel like she could date, but it's like, ew. Like why date older guys when you can date a guy your age that has money, right? Especially for Saweetie. So I thought that they were equally yoked, and I thought, okay, like this looks good for her. He looked very grateful to have her, and that was important. Because it was like, do you understand that you got a bad B, and it looked like he understood that. And he catered to her, and I mean, there's a video of her like popping one of his pimples. I've been married for going on 5 years, and I will never pop one of my husband's pimples. In fact, if something like that happens around me, I'm gonna pop off. Like, ill, gross, right? But like, she was doing that for him, super cute, I guess, and like charming or whatever. And I really thought, okay, wow, I think that they're here for the long haul. I think that they might even have a baby and get married, and maybe in the opposite order even, right? But nope, 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 nope. And you know what? I honestly feel like I saw Eloho's, I am Eloho's video that she just did today about their breakup, and they unfollowed each other. And I don't think she knew at the time, because Saweetie just dropped that like Quavo cheated on her, right? And let me bring up the receipts. Let me bring up the receipts. And anyways, I feel kind of sad for Saweetie, because it's like, I felt like she thought that that was going to be a long haul for her. Like I feel like you could really tell that they were both in love. But here's the thing. So I saw I Am Eloho's video about the breakup, and she basically said, because Saweetie went on the Respectfully Light Skinned show, there's some show called Respectfully Justin. It looks respectfully light skinned. Respectfully. It looks respectfully light skinned. There's a lot of light skin. Like the hosts are both light skinned, and the guests have been light skinned, and like all the people that sit in the front are light skinned. I'm just being honest. And that's fine. It's it's a millennial look. But it's respectfully light skinned, respectfully. And she was on the show, and Amy Loho was like talking about that, okay? And she said, like, one, it's just like, if you're in a relationship with a guy that you love, why would you go on your ex-boyfriend's talk show at all? But it's just like, I think that she did that because, as she would later reveal on her Twitter explanation today, she says she's been checked out of this relationship. So sorry. She says she's been checked out of the relationship. So, I think that that's probably why she went on the show, to be like maybe even pushing his buttons. And I think her going on the show definitely did push his buttons. But it's like, what she said was, okay, what basically what she said, okay, I'll read what she said, okay? She said, I'm single, I've endured too much betrayal and hurt behind the scenes for a false narrative to be circulating that degrades my character. Presents don't band-aid scars, and the love isn't real when the intimacy is given to other women. So he's been cheating on her with multiple women. And it's like, ill, why? For what? How she, you know what I'm saying? It's like, men do this all the time to these beautiful women. And it just goes to show you that beauty is not enough, because they'll be on here shaming women, particularly Black women, about beauty standards, impossible beauty standards, when they don't even fit, these dusties don't even fit the bare minimum standard for a man, well, they don't fit the bare minimum standard for a man. The bare minimum standard for a man, Dusties, is that you compete with other men. Not that you spending time coming to my channel talking about some, oh, why are you wearing makeup? What? You must compete with other men. You must do that. That's how you become a man. You understand? You ever see all the movies where they're like, now you are a man? Y'all got to complete that step. So, thank you, Brooklyn Rowe. And you're pretty, very pretty. Okay, so that's what Saweetie said. She said he cheated on her. Multiple women. Case closed. She said, I emotionally checked out a long time ago and have walked away with a deep sense of peace and freedom, excited for this new chapter of elevation. Okay, that's all she said. I think she made it very clear and concise for the 100-some characters that she had in those 2 tweets. Okay, it was very clear and concise. I didn't feel like she bashed him. She stated what he did. She stated what happened. She wasn't bashing him. And see, a lot of times the narcissists, these dusty dudes can have money, because a dude with money can have dusty tendencies. That's why you must vet. Okay. That's all she said. And I found it to be very respectful. Where a lot of women, and I'm sure even a lot of rap women, would have been a lot less graceful, right? He gonna get on here and talking about some, I know you want to make this into a show. This is what Quavo says. I know you want to make this into a show, so I'll play my part just this one time. I don't normally put my business out there, especially my personal life. I feel the need to address this so there are no false narratives. You heard what he said, right? He said a whole bunch of nothing. You just said a whole bunch of nothing, Quave. Quave! They said he's for the cul-de-sacs. He's for the cul-de-sacs now, because that's where he wanted to go. This is their preferences. These are their preferences. How you gonna treat your preference if your preference ain't good enough? Who is? Your mama? Well, okay. Exactly, Julian. I do. She seems like a nice person. I don't know her much, but I like a few of her songs. Bops. All right, bops. I think Saweetie gives us bops. And I like that. I like that about her. I think she's young. She's beautiful. And this is so gaslighting to me. His response to her. This is how men play you. And, you know, for a lot of women who haven't been in relationships or long-term relationships, it's hard for them to understand how a man will try to play you. The mind games. Right? The mind games and the lies. Men love that. And because they've gaslit you to believe, and this is not a we don't like men channel, but we're talking about the topics today, baby. Okay? All right, we like men over here. We love builders. My God, a builder? When I'm at a party, I'm like, what have you built? Right? That's one of the first things I'm gonna ask a man, right? Like, what have you built? Right? And you better name a tunnel, a bridge, some infrastructure. These are things men build. All right? Town, a city. Some men have even built nations. Well, all right. So you see what I'm saying? When you compete with men, there's no way you could be focused on hair and makeup. There's no way. There's no way. How are you going to be building a nation and stopping individually like you Santa Claus, dusty Santa Claus, stopping at every woman's, popping to her chimney? Nobody invited you, dusty Santa. Here to give her a lecture about her hair and makeup. All right? And you building a nation? Ain't you building a nation? Even a tunnel. It takes time building tunnels. Yeah. Mm-hmm. True. Oh, Saweetie. You know, I have a cat named Pretty, and I feel like I could also have a cat named Saweetie or Sweetie, whatever she goes by. You know? But anyways, yeah, it's so sad because it's gaslighting. It's gaslighting. What are you talking about? I know you want to make this into a show. She simply stated there's a narrative going around right now that is not true. So I want to make it very clear. I was cheated on and I left. Deuces. I know you want to make it a show, but you see how so where's the emotion coming from? There's a narrative going on, and then he copies her words. I can't stand with somebody that doesn't like you trying to take your words. He couldn't use his own words. He repeated the word narrative. Use your own words. Use your own words. People don't like me. They come to my channel. They take my words. Bigger YouTubers, right? Don't take my words. Don't take my, give credit. Give credit. If you're watching, give credit. That, help a sister out. I said it before. The sisterhood of pick-me's is stronger than the sisterhood of Black women who understand, who want more for themselves. Put it that way, because that's about where it ends. A pick-me don't want more for herself. Oh, congratulations. She think getting a man is wanting more for herself. Getting a man, you get a man like that. What are you talking about? Why all these videos about getting a man? But if you want a high quality man, now you got to put in a little bit of work. Now you got to watch the purple print playlist. There's a lot of P's there just now. The purple print, which I based off of setting the blueprint, the way Nicki Minaj set the pink prints. DanieSteel has laid out the purple print. It's right there for you. Check out the playlist, ladies. There's a standard you have to set in your life to get a high value man. All right? That takes a little bit more work. But getting a man, I got videos about how to get a man. What? Huh? Weird. Anyways. So he's gaslighting her. Hello, unapologetically critical. Then he says this, which took the cake for me in terms of gaslighting and really made me upset. He says, I had love for you and disappointed you did all that. You are not the woman I thought you were. I wish you nothing but the best. Praying hands. And he didn't even at her. And his things, she didn't at him either, to be fair. But he didn't at her. Okay, I guess they've unfollowed each other. And Saweetie retweeted this and said, take care. Okay. Deuces. For the cul-de-sacs. He's for the highways. What do you think he gonna get better than Saweetie? And you see what is better to them is not some woman that has a better job or even a better personality. Is someone typically younger and dumber. I'm sorry, but that's just the reality. They want them young, they want them dumb so that they can manipulate them. And every year a woman is with a man, she ages like, in terms of wisdom, like 10 years. You'll age very quickly in terms of wisdom when you've been living with and in a long-term relationship with a man. And a lot of men don't like that. They want the young and the gullible that they can shape, that they can mold, that they can lie to. That's why these dudes run through women. So, you know what? I think Saweetie wins this round. I don't think he's going to get a better guy than her. But I do think that if she wants a guy who's going to be faithful and makes the amount of money that she wants, because apparently she said on Respectfully Justin that, and it's like, why Respectfully Justin? There's two Justins. Like, just say Justins. Anyways, I don't know. I don't watch those type of shows. Like I said, they're, you know, from the younger crowd. But yeah. What was I saying? She was saying on the show, Respectfully Justin. What was I just saying? True. Absolutely. I know I did. I'm just as bad. I was like, look at the pics. You know, I was like, what a couple. You know? Oh yeah, so Saweetie was saying on Respectfully Justin, right, that she wants they were like, how much does a man have to make to date you? And I know that this hurt one of the Justins because, you know, he doesn't really make the money like that. He has a lot of his clout from being his father's child. And we're going to get into celebrity children and the clout they get from their parents right after this. And go into Kirk Franklin real quick with the debacle with his son. But she was saying, you know what? She said, I think she said basically 8-9 figures. I don't know exactly what she said. Like I said, I didn't see it. This is just what I've seen online. Okay. And why wouldn't a beautiful young woman who has 8-9 figures herself want a man? Why wouldn't she want a man with 8-9 figures? You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, he's for the dark alleys. He's for the cut. He's for the railroad tracks. Okay, when you lose a woman like Saweetie. Now, some people are saying, you know what, this could all be a stunt, right? For attention. They probably booed up right now, tweeting side by side. And I honestly hoped that was the truth. Then that she did so much for and with this man for him to sit there and gaslight her on social media like this. At the same time, I still feel like they're both kind of keeping it respectful. He's been a bit more disrespectful, I feel like, personally. But I feel like they both are keeping it like they don't want to hurt each other still. You know, I mean, when you date a guy, you know, who centers himself, you put up with a lot. So I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. It's very sad, I guess. But I know Saweetie is gonna do her thing, and I just think that the final thing I was gonna say was that I just feel like there were people behind the scenes that didn't want them to be together. Put it that way. They were cute, they were young, they were attractive, they could have become a power couple. I think part of becoming a power couple when you're in a situation like that would have been for them to make a lot of music together, you know? And they didn't really do that. Maybe they were just young and in love and having fun, and that's great, whatever. But like I liked the photo shoots and I felt like that was a good direction for them to go in. They should have also made a lot. I don't know if they made any music together, but they should have made more music together to kind of establish themselves more as a power couple. Because basically he's a part of a group as it is already, right? And then, someone just even said now, right? Like she's really close to her family. I'm sure he's very close to his family. And then they got friends, and then they've got fans. And so we've got a lot of people with their interests in their ears. And none of these people, very few of those people, would have as strong an interest in Saweetie and Quavo's relationship as Saweetie and Quavo should have for themselves, right? Obviously, them being in the relationship. And I think that that's just hard when you're young and when you're entertainers and when you're famous to like not listen to all these people in your ear who, you've been listening to for so long, So I think that a lot of the talk that they've probably had with other people probably got to them. It just reminds me of kind of like Future and Sierra, because it was like, oh, I guess that's a cute couple. And then you just see how he just did her dirty, and it's like no guy around you told you that that shit was foul, what you did. Crazy. So yeah, I feel like people were hating on them and preying on their downfall. And then it's happened from the looks of it. So I think that there's room for them to get back together, but we'll see. I think that she honestly needs to open her options, start dating internationally, like Rihanna did. Okay, dating internationally. All right, that's what we call it, dating internationally. All right. All right. So moving on to Kirk Franklin before I head out of here. Kirk Franklin and his son Carry On. Okay, I think that's how you say his name, Carry On. Man, what a bombshell, right? I was in Armand Wiggins live last night when he revealed the leaked video, which is mostly audio because there's no one on the camera, of someone talking allegedly is Carry On allegedly talking, okay, in a room full of friends. And, you can go to his channel and see what it's all about. I don't really like to put stuff out there like that. I just want to use this to segue into talking about dysfunctional and toxic cultural norms and dysfunctional relationships that we experience, not just in the Black community, but also within church communities. You know what I'm saying? Like the lies and hypocrisy in a lot of those spaces. So, like I said, if you want to know particularly about Kirk Franklin, the allegations that his son made, go, you can check out Armand Wiggins' video, and he states it specifically. I do want to give respect to, all parties involved, but certainly also, the legacy that Kirk Franklin built. Until we get any, specific yes and no's, I'm not going to contribute to toxifying his legacy because, the reality is his son could just be very upset. He could just be very spoiled. A lot of these celebrity kids are very spoiled. Sidebar. Have you read Lil Duval's comment? Lil Duval's comment on what? Saweetie? His little... He better not. Oh my gosh. So all right. So yeah, basically in the leaked audio it sounds like he's making an allegation pertaining to abuse. Okay. Probably in his childhood, but there's no certain, it's just it's not certain enough for me to speak on. But I had a hard time with this one. I'm gonna be honest. One, it just made me go back to a lot of like Kirk Franklin music that I grew up on. You know, I went to private Catholic school. If in case you're wondering why I'm so bizarre, I went to private Catholic school, and even in we had a gospel choir. You know, I was in every choir, but we had a gospel choir as well, and we sang "Lean on Me." One year, and I just feel like Kirk Franklin's music has helped so many people through so much. Um, Certainly, it takes me back to the times when I was younger when it came out. You know what I'm saying? So, excuse me, and what I was going through at that time. And then to hear that he could possibly be, well, one, let's talk about the phone call. All right, let's talk about the phone call that Carry On leaked. In the phone call, okay, I didn't think it was that bad. I'm sorry. I didn't think it was that bad. Here's what made it more bad for me, the phone call, okay, was that when when it was made clear that Carry On is 33 years old, okay? That's what made it bad to me, because as an adult, that age, you're not gonna talk to me like that. I don't give who you are. I don't care. Now, of course, maybe that's because I grew up in foster care and I don't have those type of relationships. People are always like, your parent, no matter what. My bio dad is still alive, and I cussed his ass out, just to be honest, just to keep it 100. I cussed his ass out. Yes, I did. You think you're going to be a deadbeat dad and you're going to live and die and I'm not going to cuss you out? You think you're just going to pass on and you can put some narrative in your head that, oh, well, they did okay in life, so it's okay that I wasn't there. I'm going to cuss you out and let you know how angry I am about it, because I'm very angry that you didn't help take care of your children, that you didn't, not just help, that you didn't take care of your children, you didn't take care of your wife, right? So I cussed my daddy out. And I wish he would have yelled back at me. No, sir. But see, that's a deadbeat dad. He didn't raise me. He gets no respect in this life or the next. He gets no respect. But this is Kirk Franklin, right? This is Kirk Franklin, essentially a head of the church. I don't know, is he actually a pastor or just a choir director? Either way, even the choir directors are looked at as leaders of the church, leaders of the community, leaders of the people, right? So it's the hypocrisy for me. But here's the thing. I know a lot of hypocritical church-going people. Do we not? Do we not? And I think a lot of Black people use the church, a lot of people in general, okay, who proclaim to be Christians, use the church as a cover and a shield for their insincere intentions, for their toxicity. Because misinterpretation of the gospel can allow for that, type of toxicity, right? And so that disappointed me about the call. And it's like, you're cursing at a 33-year-old man like this? What a lack of respect. What a lack of respect, right? And now apparently they say that Carry-On has been trying for years to have people listen to his story about his father, hear how he feels about his father from his point of view, from his side of things. Okay. So turn this light down. Okay. So there we go. So, okay. That's the same thing it was before So Carry-On has been trying to get people to listen to how he feels about his father for years. And nobody's been paying him no mind, right? And now it's gone viral because now's the time to suck up all of this craziness, right? So why did Kirk talk to his son like that? Why did Kirk talk to his 33-year-old son like that? A 33-year-old man. Where was the respect for his son? Right? And now Kirk says, he did an interview with Tamron Hall. He said, I'm human. I'm a father. I've been dealing with a disrespectful son for years, and now he's an adult disrespectful son. And I know a thing or two about that, just to be honest, about family members used to quarrel with when you were a child, and now we're adults, and you're still quarreling with me, right? It's still always an argument. So, I tend to understand where Kirk is coming from with that. I've had male family members who, they got contentious with me when they were young, and I was also young, and then they carried that on into adulthood, and that we have a problem at that point, absolutely, because I'm not gonna have no grown man in my face. So I understand where Kirk Franklin's coming from with that. You know what I'm saying? It's like what you would tolerate from a child, you're just not going to tolerate from an adult. It's like you're an adult, grow up, right? So why was Kirk talking to his son like that? Well, if we don't listen about the allegations of abuse, okay, and we just take what we know before those allegations, it sounds to me like he has a very entitled, spoiled adult son. Okay. And he's got at least 2 other kids with I think he has 1 other daughter as well. But he's got 2 kids, younger kids. All right. They're not kids, but I think they're young adults maybe, with his wife of 25 years, right? So they're at least 25 and younger. Okay, his kids with his wife. So I'm sure he's helping them get through college and set up their life as young adults. And he doesn't plan on helping to pay their bills when they're 33. So why are you in position that another man could talk to you like that at all? Whether he was your employer, your father, why are you in a position on the chessboard? Why are you positioned so that you can be talked to like that as a grown man? And I think that his father was talking to him like that because he's probably helping to pay his bills. And when people help to pay your bills, this is something that people I've helped pay their bills never understood. Nobody gets anything for free. Nobody. Everybody's got to pay a price for something. Okay. And if someone's helping pay your bills, they're going to want to know, what are you up to? What are you doing? What are you working on? What job? Okay. How's work going? Right? Are you going to go back to school? They're going to ask you questions like that because nobody wants to be paying your bills for life. I don't care how much money they have or you think they have. And see, here's the thing: when you're broke, When you're broke, you don't understand numbers. You don't understand how money works because you don't have it. So you'll see somebody with money and just think, oh, well, they got enough to give it to me. You don't know how this person is allocating their money and what they're doing with their money. All you know is they got a bunch more than you. But a lot of people have a bunch more money than you because you don't have any money because you're not doing anything. This is not for all broke people. This is for broke people that are entitled, that feel entitled to other people's money. Okay? I was broke for a lot of years because I was born into poverty. So, I don't look down on poverty and how that affects people at all. But I look down on just broke dudes, just being broke, just chilling, being broke, and thinking they're going to get something from their parents for free for what? 33 years old. And it definitely, it's given me Brian McKnight's son's vibes. And these adult children really feel entitled. It's kind of scary to me, to be honest, because I've worked very hard to be able to provide for my, future children. And it's like, I would work that hard to get some child turning around to me with their hand out for the rest of their lives because they got so used to it. Because I never put my hand out to nobody. I worked for everything I have. So I don't understand that mentality. So I definitely feel like that there's some of that involved, a sense of entitlement to his father's money. It kind of reminds me of this Dr. Dre situation with apparently he's got a lot of kids. He's got 3 fully black daughters that are adults that he hasn't seen. One of them said that she hasn't seen him in like 17 years. She's got 4 children. None of them have seen him. Dr. Dre, but he can see April. Oh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Okay, so he can see April, but he can't see his daughter and grandchildren. They said they always got to go through assistants and this and that, what I'm saying, to reach him. But it kind of reminds me of that because they're like, oh, we just want to get in touch with him. I can't imagine how hard it would be to like see my deadbeat daddy like has $800 million. Like I said, the deadbeat associated with me, he's not in any position to have anything. But I can't imagine what it would be like to know that he has $800 million. And you think he's gonna be hanging out with April? You're gonna be hanging out with me, Pops. Gotta have my Pops. All right, that's exactly what I would be on. And it sounds like that's what they're on too. They're like, can we have a relationship so I can get some money? Pops, the hell? So, but still, it's like, if he was broke, would they have reached out to him? Probably not. So they should just let him go. Because if he doesn't reach out to his kids, then what more is there to talk about? But a lot of these celebrity kids are very entitled. You'll see them. They just take jobs and opportunities that they have not worked for. And they do it for so long that they'll turn around and say, I worked really hard for this, and it's like, no, you didn't. It's nepotism and classism for the most part, and it's I just think it's sad that they raise their kids to be so, they can't control how just utterly selfish they are. Will Smith kids, for example, they have a lot of money on their own. I think they're both millionaires, like clearly on their own, right? Jaden Smith moved out of their house on his own when he was like 15. right? With his Karate Kid money or some ish. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and they don't seem selfish at all to me. I don't know. They just seem like they're always trying to help people. You know what I'm saying? But when the kids don't do anything, they're not remarkable. There's nothing special about them. They are very entitled to what their parents have, not just their money, but even the attention and the benefits, right? They want everything that their parents have access to. And that's just very bizarre. And like I said, I'm not working hard so that I can raise entitled children. I'm working hard so that I can position my children uh, to be where they need to be. But yeah, so Carry On was trying to get his dad canceled for a while, apparently. Now it's clicked. Now it's happened. He implied on his social media that Kirk has never been much of a support system for him, and including financially. And I find that hard to believe, because why do you want to have his time and attention? As an adult, if somebody is going to talk to me like that, chances are I'm just never going to speak to them again. That's what the chances are. I'm not going to try to have a conversation with you. You don't need to get somebody to do a 3-way conversation with us. We're done. You don't know how to speak, right? But he insists on having communication with him. And, Kirk Franklin and his wife, in the interview they did on Tamron, they were like, well, I mean, they really made it sound like they've been trying to cut off contact with him, but like Kirk Franklin was like, I answer his calls because it could be an emergency. And it's like, if we don't look at the allegation claims, because they technically have not come from Carry On's mouth, because we couldn't see who was talking in the video, even though kind of does sound like him still. It sounds like Carry On is a very entitled, toxic individual. Because even his mother is like, don't cancel Kirk. I mean, his mother is really on Kirk Franklin's side at this point. So I just feel like everyone's on Kirk's side that knows them. I don't know. It's not my place to say whether the allegation is true or not, because it's not even specific at this point. But I will say, from what we do know about this situation, Carry On looks entitled, and he looks like he could be very toxic. And nobody wants to deal with an unstable, toxic 33-year-old man, or adult man in general. I'm very blessed. My husband had a really great childhood, and he's had a pretty decent life. So he doesn't have he's not fighting demons and, you know what I'm saying, yelling, screaming. Like, he doesn't do that. And men that act that way, to me, that's a red flag. When you're an adult, it's a red flag. Even as a young man, you got to learn how to control yourself. Women too, control yourself. So yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much it. I mean, I have a very unique perspective on this, because growing up in foster care, I actually lived with a pastor of a church for several years. And, I saw firsthand the hypocrisy. It's one of the reasons I don't go to church today. It's because like I said, I went to Catholic school. I've spent a lot of time in church around adults who were hypocrites. And even to this day, I believe that people use the pulpit to hide their toxicity. the pastor that I lived with was a woman. And, I'll give you an example. For example, if I needed money, she would take it right out of the tithe envelope from church. I don't know if you guys understand that, you know? And like, she always had like a nice car and coats and furs and stuff. And it's like, for doing what? Just because you lead morning worship? I lead the morning prayers. I do class announcements. I make YouTube videos. I'm not driving a Mercedes. So why are religious people doing that? And of course, and her family was very toxic, and just that's the kind of shit I don't like. And especially because of the hypocrisy. Everyone was like involved in the church, but I'm like, you guys are violent. There's a lot of criminality. Like, you guys are violent towards children. There's a lot of neglect. And they were getting paid. Stealing our clothing check. But I'll never forget, there was like, we were trying to get ready for school in the morning. And this was when I was in like 9th, 10th grade, okay? And the light bulb broke in the bathroom. And so we needed it changed, so that we can keep getting ready in the morning, because it's dark, it's early. They make kids get up at like 6 a.m. for school. Okay, it's crazy. And anyways, I went to go tell her. She comes in and looks at the situation, sees the broken light bulb, okay? And like I don't know, there was like, it was weird. Like, there was like water around the area. And I was like, careful, there's like water around the area, like where, you would have to unscrew the light bulb and stuff. Do you know what she said to me? She said, "Do you want to do it?" And she wasn't like, "Do you want to do it?" Like with an attitude. She was like, "You want to do it?" Like, she was scared that she would get shocked. So she asked me, a kid, to do it. That's just one of the most egregious memories I have in the foster care system. Okay, but the point is, like, she was a pastor of a church. And then you're going to stand on the pulpit and pretend to be a leader. And people are going to listen to you and give you their hard-earned money. That was just so bizarre to me. Yeah, so anyways, I'm gonna get going. I wish Carrie On and Kirk Franklin, I hope they can work these issues out, and I hope they can clarify some of the rumors, because right now it's looking a little rough. But yeah. Toxicity, breaking cultural norms. That's, what are we having for dinner? Chicken.
We probably should, yeah.
I hate having to eat baked chicken. I mean, all right, I'm gonna go and get ready for dinner, but we're having grilled chicken for dinner, and I mean, that's fine, whatever. It's just like, I would prefer a steak, but you can't have too much red meat, so. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I hope they clear up this issue, because I know a lot of people love Kirk Franklin, and I don't want his legacy to be tarnished for no reason. Okay, but if it's true, we'll see what happens. If there's any further updates, maybe I'll come back and do a live on that and talk about it. But yeah, hope Kirk's family heals. Hope Saweetie's doing good. I still like her. I like her music. I'm rooting for her. I'm gonna go have some grilled chicken. Okay, bye guys.